This is a big old clunker Wade & Butcher razor. And I had to double tape these two pieces of Kapton tape, one on each side. It's such a massive piece of steel, I had to join up two pieces so they met in the middle here. So I'm going to try using the axe method to hone this ancient razor. It is not sharp now. I dulled the edge on this King Deluxe. So basically it's a bread cutting the razor. So it's going to take a little effort here. And I think I showed the scratch pattern. I'll just do that one more time. That is on this razor. There it is. So this is what the razors looks like. There's the edge. And it continues all along here. Here's the basic idea. Just rub the edge of the razor on a stone, and then you end up with a diagonal scratch pattern. And I'm going to put that aside, and I will use I'll use this Asagi. This is considered to be Uchigamori. It's not a true Kita, it's not a dramatic Asagi either. So I'm going to raise a slurry with a diamond plate, this worn out diamond plate, add to my plate to begin with. And then I am going to add grit from all these different Nagara. This is my all-in axe method. Japanese stones are a combination of many different minerals. Silica and alumina are the main ones, but there's a whole host of about 10 other minerals that all help to create a unique slurry when you mix them all together, which gives a better chance of a nice smooth edge when you're done. A lot of people will go from one stone to another, doing 10 strokes, 12 strokes, 15, 20, whatever. I try to make a package of the whole deal. Okay, so I draw the slurry up here, and you're going to notice I flip the razor over. In doing so, I trap some slurry underneath that hollow area. So as I'm drawing the razor down the stone, the slurry is being compressed against the edge, as opposed to what a lot of people do. They do a stroke that gathers the slurry in front. Well, that does work, but I encourage everyone to try this all-in axe method, where I gather all the slurry together in one location, and I make spine leading strokes. That way, all of that slurry that's trapped in between the spine and the edge gets a chance to be pulled through or die. Okay, this was maybe 10, 12 strokes. Let's just look at it in the microscope. Focusing on the edge there. Here we are. So that's the original scratch pattern. Oh, on the spine of the razor. Pull this all the way to where the edge is. So that's the scratch pattern from that king. And we ended up with this. We began with something that looked like this, but because I gathered all the slurry near the edge on those, when I reversed the angle of the razor, all that slurry gathered underneath, and we ended up with an edge that looks like that. I'm going to strop it a little bit, just because that's what I do. I put about 10 or 15 strokes on a linen and leather. That's 10. And we'll do more stropping as we get closer to refining the edge. Okay, here's some idea of what stropping does. And you'll notice stropping is an edge leading stroke also. Stropping is a spine leading stroke itself. So we're at this stage. I'm going to go back to the stone. Yeah, all the different minerals that are in the stone get trapped and are forced into performing under the blade when you're honing. Now you have to pick the right stone to match the steel, but that's part of the fun of it. Okay, we're at this stage. That was pretty fast cutting. Now, because I bread knifed the edge, I doubt if I'm going to get a HHT reading on it, but we'll try that. I have women's hair here, dark hair, and pick out a piece here. You can go into almost any beauty salon and ask them to save hair for you, and chances are they'll do that for you. So that's not cutting hair at all. Turn the hair around. So it's obvious we're going to need to do quite a lot of work, but I'm going to stick to it. And I'm going to focus on the center of the razor. So we've still maintained a nice form of an edge. I don't see any false edge flecks that reflect the steel, that are loose and reflect the steel right at the edge. So this could take 20 minutes. And I should strop it in between here too. So that's 40 strokes on linen. And 40 on leather. Well, with a regular straight razor in hand, like any of these major brands, we do get the advantage of the thinner So let me test this, see if it'll pass HHT at this stage. What I'll do is I'll pick up a little thicker piece of hair. I'll go on that. These big old British razors, they're famous for cutting hair, beard hair, without being super sharp. But there's no substitute for truly sharp. Here it is December almost, and I use warm water from the kitchen sink, kitchen faucet. Okay. I get the feeling that I might want to put another piece of tape on this. First, I'll try HHT. Well, let's chop it first, but this is a real project. But with these heavy old razors, once you do get them tuned up, they hold a good edge for quite a few shaves. Yeah, it really looks pretty well defined. It's trying to grab a little bit. Well, believe it or not, I'm not bored here. I'm resting with my stones up here, down here, and 5 more drawers down. I have stones over here and over there. So I can keep myself real busy working in my dedicated shop. Pretty lucky. Most guys don't have a shop at all, but I'm out here 5, 6, 7 hours at a time. Okay, let's what I'm going to do is the backup stone is always a key to, or let's just say, how about Iramono? We'll get some good grit out of this. Very complex chemistry on the stone. Like I said, not every stone can hold every type of steel. Everybody in Japan knows that. Okay, it's bothering me a little bit that we still have these strong striations there, and those do suggest that stropping is not being all that effective. So here's step or plan number 5. We're going to do some strokes that challenge the edge. So these are edge leading strokes. They're a little bit more direct. Let me do some at an angle. So I think I'm having as much trouble with stropping as I am, although I did kill the edge to begin with, so it was a lot of steel that had to be abraded through the whole process. Come on, baby. So, conclusion is, this is not the right stone for this steel. To make a long story longer, I'm just going to go to another stone. I've got the beef here, and I might as well go with it. This is Akita with some Renge in it. A little bit harder, somewhere around 3.5 on the Mohs scale. This is Odori Nagara. Odori is from Gifu Prefecture. I bought a lot of Nagara from Yamamoto-san from Gifu. He had several mines up in the mountains near, what's the name of that small city? Worked alone, never had a partner. Had 2 cave-ins. He had to dig out of. The edge is so straight. One thing about the vintage steel from Europe is it's not really hard and crisp like Japanese forged steel is. So it can act sort of gummy. It doesn't just abrade so easily. Now, can you see that false edge back in there? Those lines where it's reflecting the light differently. I think we've been dealing with probably the fact that I removed too much steel in the first place. Looks a lot better here. But still, stropping isn't really like going out of its way, in my opinion, for performance-wise. But we do see the ridge there still looks straight and it's brighter now, which is a good sign. Once you established a good bevel on these razors, you can quite often go back to the same stone and improve your results just through knowledge and trial. Oh, I got an HHT there. Yep. One, two. It did bounce over to the other side. Down towards the, but right in through here, we're getting HHTs. So I'm going to give it a little more gas, and we'll see what improvements we can still make. I am working the second quarter here, just to get us through the sequence here. I mean, ultimately we're going to have to work on the full width of the blade, but this might get us out the door. Spine leading strokes. Looking pretty much the same. This is a very tenacious, gummy, as I mentioned, steel. It's being really selfish. This piece of hair had a little hook to it. Oh, did I strop? I don't think I did here. Being 74 years old, you have to allow some spaced out time here. There we go. Blow this away. This is a really fine piece of hair. It's performing. You get a little bit heavier piece. I think I mentioned I'm lucky to live in a neighborhood where the beauty salons are populated by young Latina ladies. So if you go in and ask for hair, you can get some really nice examples. Okay, that just laid down like nobody's business. That bounced back. And I am working just in this little area here, so we're getting some results that are based on, let me turn the hair around, try that too. that was a little difficult. My my keen ratio was very narrow in here, so we're getting results, but they're not like just rolling off the edge. But I'm going to leave it at that. And we got a little group there. It took a little effort, but to tell you the truth, I could do this all day, and I do. Oh, out towards the toe, I was getting a little good action there too. Okay, so that's it for that video. Thanks for watching.